Hey guys, we are going to be working on the first pages of the Everlasting mini album today in this video. But I have to confess, I had to refilm this intro and outro for this video and the next two videos because I got excited. I was so excited to start filming this new printable that I lost track of how long it was taking me to film what I was filming. So I had over 3 hours of footage that I couldn't fit into one video. But anyway, so while I was editing that yesterday, I discovered that, holy guacamole, this is not gonna work. So I had to split it up into 3 videos. So this video, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna build the pages for the first page. And then in the next video, I'm gonna show you how I put the magnets on the page. And then in the third video, I'm going to show you how I matted it and how I did the bows for the page that we are working on. Now, this was not done on purpose. This was a complete accident. I got too excited and I just didn't think it through. So I apologize. So the videos after that will be more planned out. So please forgive me. And also, anyway, I neglected to tell you some stuff. So I might as well tell you now. So this is the page we're going to be making in the next 3 videos. There's one side and there's the other. There's lots of flips and pockets and whatnot. But I wanted to tell you that a couple things. First of all, I will link everything in the description box below. I will link this printable in the description box below. I will link the next couple videos once they're published in the description box below. And I will link the intro and all of that to this printable will be down below. I will also link any of the products that I use down below that I can find as best I can. But I also wanted to say that this was fun. I did this in my intro video where I hid a secret code in the video somewhere. It's very hard to find, and it'll only be up there for a few minutes, maybe 2, 3, or 4 minutes, something like that. But it'll be hard to find, and if you find it, it'll be a 50% off a coupon code. And that'll only be good for the day the video goes public. So, for example, this video will go public on midnight, my time, Eastern Standard Time, whatever day this video goes public. And then the coupon will expire 24 hours later, which will be, you know, midnight, the next midnight, I guess is what I'm trying. So it's one full day, one full 24-hour period. So if you find this little Easter egg in my videos, it is 50% off everything in my shop. So so good luck trying to find that. I'm not going to put it in every video, but I think it'll be fun to put it in there every now and then. So I'm going to put it in this one. I'll probably put it in the next 2 too, just because I think it's fun too. So anyway, so good luck with that, and don't share it if you find it. It's going to be hard to find, so don't you share it. So anywho, so let's just get on to it. Let's get on to making the pages. So if the video's a little choppy at times, it's because, it's just because. And my son's home, and so he was making noise yesterday. I didn't realize how loud he was being, so you can hear him every now and then. But anyway, so please forgive me for my overexcitement for this new printable, and do let me know what you think. Oh, and I will put timestamps below because this first one is a little long. So I will put timestamps in the description box below. So I will shut up now and let's just get to making the page. Hey guys, we're going to start working on the Everlasting Printable mini album templates today, and we're going to start with the pages. So I get asked quite a bit, how do you start planning your mini albums when you go to start making them? What is your first, like what is your steps, you know? So it depends on the album, but most of the time I start with my pages because I may end up making, you know, 2 pages, or I may end up making 5 pages, or I may, you know, however many pages I end up with. That way I'm not limited to, if I make my covers and everything's already, you know, I can only put this many pages in there. So, you know, that kind of limits me. However, you might like that. You might like the idea of, okay, well, you can do 2 pages, you can do 3 pages. So, you know, you've got like a strict limit, you know, so it's really up to your personality. But mine, I am going to make some pages, and it was been requested that I do to use the pages, you know, different ways rather than just the way they were intended. So I am going to do that. I'm going to try to, I'm going to show you how they were intended. I'm going to show you how to use them, and then I'm going to try to incorporate different ways of using them throughout these pages. You may not know, but this printable, I don't know why I can't say this very often in a sentence without messing it up. So this printable is available in the Everlasting, and then it's also available in the mini version, okay? So what I'm going to do is, the way I'm going to do this series, I'm going to start with the Everlasting, and I'm going to make a whole album just using the Everlasting, and then I'm going to make a whole album just using the mini Everlasting, which is back here. Right, so then I'm gonna make a whole album using this, because you might have just bought this one, or you might have just bought this one, but of course they are both available together. I have that on the front cover here. So, you know, they are available together, so if you buy them together, you know, you can use them together, obviously. So I'm gonna make the Everlasting first, and then the mini next, and then I'm gonna do like combining them two together kind of thing. But on top of how you start to plan your album, you know, how you're going to go about doing it, I'm going to do my pages first, and then even before that, I usually start with a paper line, right? So that was my first conundrum this time around, because I ordered some paper and I haven't got it. And this was specifically designed to be matted with an 8x8 paper pad. You don't have to just use an 8x8 paper pad. You can use 12x12s. You can cut your paper, your 12x12 down to 8.5x11 or whatever your printer size is, and you can print directly onto your paper. With my prototype, well, with one of my prototypes, that's what I did. I printed directly onto the pattern paper. This was just, it's not even done. Look, I haven't even covered everything. But anyway, so you can print directly onto it, or you can do the traceable templates, you know, print onto a main base color, like white, you know, black, green, blue, purple, yellow, whatever, cream, craft, you know, all the different base colors you can use. And then you can put your mats on top with your 8x8 paper pad, which is what this was designed for. So way back when I was starting to planning this template, you know, figuring out how I wanted to go about doing my template this time for the 8x8, I had ordered paper, a whole paper line, 2 collections actually, that you've seen me use before, the Love Clippings and the Wild and Free. So I ordered the 8x8 paper pads knowing that I was going to be doing this. Well, I wanted to save these because I wanted to do like a comparison, because I have the 12x12, the 8x8, and the 6x6. And the mini album, the mini Everlasting, can be matted with the 6x6. So I kind of wanted to do, when I did them together, I kind of wanted to use one of these 2 paper lines. I'm leaning more towards this one, but you let me know. You know, kind of leave me a comment and let me know which paper line you think I should use when I do that. But so I'm not going to use these with this book for these videos right now. But like I said, so I was kind of, you know, I had an issue of what am I going to do, because I don't have that many 8x8 paper pads, because I had planned ahead and ordered and whatever, and it's not here. But I have this paper collection. This is a 49 and Market Sand and Sea. I have 2 8x8 paper collections, and I have a very small selection of flowers. Actually, when I ordered this, I had ordered other stuff with it thinking it was all part of the collection, but it turns out it's not. So that was also a little bit disappointing, but that's okay. And I really am not big on, let me just show you. I've got 2 packs and I've got 1 open. I'm really not big on nautical, right? So a lot of these B-sides, like, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty. This is pretty. But I'm really not real big on the nautical. So, but the B-sides are really nice. So what I thought I would do is use this paper. Like, look at that. You know, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not really what I was going for. But I thought I would try to use this paper line and kind of play down the whole nautical theme. You know, the seaside stuff, which, again, it's pretty, but that's not what I was really going for. So that's what my plan is. So we're going to use this paper collection, and I'm going to have to make all my own embellishments, and I have a few flowers. Let me show you. I have a few flowers that are 49 and Market that I can use. So But for anything else, I'm going to have to make myself. So this is the paper collection I'm going to use. So I'm not going to be printing directly onto the paper. I'm going to be using white. I think I'm using 65-pound white cardstock from just like a Staples or an office supply store. And I'm going to use this paper collection. So I haven't decided exactly how my videos are going to go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a page, just start showing you how to use these templates and put some different things, flips, flaps, pockets, whatever, on them, and then go ahead maybe and mat them. I don't know. We'll see how the time goes. But so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to start building a page. So I'm going to get a few pages together. I figured out what I want to do for my first page. It may not be the first page in the album, but it's going to be the first page I put together. I figured out what I want to do on the front and the back. So again, I'm going to be putting a lot of flips, flaps, pockets, trying to use things, showing you as many ways as possible to use them. So your album does not necessarily have to put that many flips and flaps and pockets and whatnot in your pages. You can keep it simple. You can do what you want. That's kind of the beauty of these templates, right? So most of you are aware that with my templates, you can print them in grayscale as well. So the way they come is in this brownish vintage color. So you can also print them in grayscale, which I thought for the paper line that this would be perfect. Kind of, because the paper is kind of like, it's like a soft pastel-y colors, but it kind of, I don't know. So I picked this grayscale color, or this grayscale color, because I wanted to do like a grayish brown ink edges, because I think that looks really pretty with the paper line. So I feel like I'm rambling. Am I telling you too much? Well, you'll have to let me know in the comments if I'm talking too much. In the next video, maybe I won't talk so much. Okay, so let's just start off with page 2 and page 3, and I'm going to show you how to put it together. I know you guys have seen this a million times, but I'm going to show you really quickly how to put this together. Now, it is longer than it is wide, okay? So the finished book is meant to be right around 8 by 8, so the width of it is shorter, so that way you can have inserts in the sides sticking out. So remember that. So this is longer than the width. The width is shorter. So this is where your spine's going to be, and this is where your side pocket insert is. Let me get my paper trimmer. Okay, so the reason I leave all the flaps on is that way, if you want to, you can cut it in half and have 2 pockets this way, or you can have a flap, an extra long, an extra big flap going this way, or whatever, vice versa. That's why I leave them all on there, so you have options. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim. This is a Fiskars Precision Heavy Duty Rotary Paper Trimmer. I will link all of my templates and everything that I use in the description box below if you are interested. There'll be direct links. So I'm just going to cut this tab off, and I'm going to cut this tab off like that. And then, oh, I didn't even cut it very good. You probably can't tell because it's white, but. And then I'm going to cut this bottom off, leave the tab on. I'm just going to cut this piece off. Now keep all your pieces because, again, I'm going to have to make all my embellishments, so I can use these for inserts, I can use them for flowers, I can use them for all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to keep all my little pieces. So you do that to page number 2, and then page number 3, you just want to cut it out entirely, all the way around. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is, I'm going to grab my scoreboard. This is a Martha Stewart scoreboard. That reminds me, you guys, I don't know if y'all have heard or not, but Martha Stewart's stuff, she's not going to be making her craft stuff anymore. So I want to use stuff that you guys can get your hands on, so I'm on the hunt for some new supplies that I can use in my videos. So if y'all have any suggestions, leave it in the comments below for me. This is just a Martha Stewart stylus that I'm going to use to score. I'm going to score here. You could use your bone folder, but I have discovered that they're little tiny things. They are more accurate on the score, so it depends on how picky you are. So you just want to score those top and bottom. And then I need to trim these corners off here real quick. So these are just Cutter B scissors. Oh, you know what I should have pointed out to you, and I forgot. We're going to be needing another page number 2. Page number 1 is the title page, in case you're all wondering. We're going to be needing another page number 2, and you can tell that these are cut off. You don't see them. There's a lot of pages like that. Because of the size of this, I needed the most room as possible. So you'll see that a lot. But when you see that means if you need that tab, you need to leave that on there. Okay. You don't have to, of course, but that's what that means. So you'll see it all throughout the templates. So, all right, so I cut those corners off, and then we just want to go ahead and prep where we scored. And I'm going to go ahead and reinforce that. I'm going to really, I need to change my top here. I'm going to really press that down. And if this is too much of a flap for you, feel free to cut that extra bit off. You don't have to have that. So anyway, so the easiest thing to do now, is I'm going to go ahead and put this together, put these two pieces together. So I'm not going to use the 1/4 inch. I'm going to use the 3/8, is this 3/8? Yeah, 3/8 of an inch score tape on these flaps here. That bothers me that I can't, here I'm going to open it up and do it. I want to cut that to where it's like, goes all the way to the edge, so I went over a little bit. These are Tim Holtz tonic scissors, my favorite. One of these days I'm going to do a top 10 supplies for mini album making. Alright, let me get my, so I'm going to trim this off right there. So you see how the tape didn't go all the way to the edge. If you wanted to, you could totally cut that off, but I'm just going to leave it. Alright, so I'm going to burnish it down really good again. And then I'm going to take the score tape off of one side, and I'm going to use the glue stick trick. This is just cheap Hobby Lobby glue stick. And I'm going to run it across, and that's just so I have a minute to adjust. So I'm just going to take it to the other piece here, and I'm going to match up one edge. Match up the other, and it looks like I cut it crooked, or not crooked, but I didn't cut it even, and you know what, that does not bother me a bit, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take the other side off. Whoa, throw in my glue stick, a little bit of glue stick, and then I'm just going to match it up down here. Whoa, now see, it's way off there. I may have pressed too hard. Oh, I did. That's okay. And see, the thing about using a thinner scrapbook paper is that exact reason. You will rip it if you press down too hard and try to remove it. So we're just going to smooth it all out and not worry about it. Okay, so now we got the main base. So this is where it's going to go onto the spine, and this is the side pocket. Okay, so I probably, won't keep showing you how to make the main base pages. So there you go, unless something different happens, So then what I'm going to do, remove this stuff out of the way. I am going to ink this up first, and I'm going to use ground espresso. I hope it's showing up there. And it's kind of a grayish brown, so I think it'll look really pretty. So this is a Distress ink from Tim Holtz, and it's just a little cube, so hopefully it'll make it through the whole project. This is a Tim Holtz blending tool, the little round ones. So I'm going to go around, I'm going to ink all the edges, and I'm not doing it very neatly. It's kind of sloppy, really. So I'm going to do that in the front and back, and then I'll be back. This one, on this page, I'm going to do these double doors that are on page 16. This one I printed off in script because I'm thinking I'm going to have it this way so that the script is underneath, so I don't have to mat that if I don't want to, but it'll still have something, you know. So I'm going to cut this out, and I think I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to cut these little labels off here. And I'm going to sit them over here in my pile. I'm going to trim the straight edge. And before I cut it in half, I'm going to go through, and this is what I'm talking about, fussy cutting. You see all of that? So I'm going to go through and cut that edge out. So it's really easy to do. You know, I make all my edges by hand, you know, I design them by hand, so I try to make it to where it's easy to cut, where it's not too difficult, you know what I'm saying? But still pretty. This kind of reminds me of my top note. I'll have to get it out and compare it. I don't know how exact similar it is, but... So anyway, you get the point. So I'm going to trim this out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it all trimmed out, but I'm going to score these two flaps before I separate it. So I'm just getting my scoreboard back out and lining it up. And I'm actually going to go on the outside of the line a little bit, like right next to the line on the outside, on this side of the door. Just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, because I want them to touch in the middle, to meet in the middle. So just in case I cut the main base a little cattywanked, you know, I've got enough room. I'm gonna go ahead and prep it both ways. So the way it's supposed to go, and then I'm gonna flip it, turn it the other way. Okay. So now I'm just gonna separate this in half. So basically all you wanna do is put the point against the blade on the top and the bottom, right smack in the middle there, and separate them. But keep them in their right position, because this is just Post-it tape. So I'm going to use a piece of this to keep them together so that when I add them, oh, you know what I need to do first? First I need to ink them. Both sides. I need to ink the front and the back with my ink, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now they're inked up. So I'm going to line them back up again the way they printed off, as best I can. Then I'm going to use my Post-it tape, and I'm just going to hold them together like that. I might even have to re-ink that edge again, but we'll see. I don't know if you can tell the difference between the inked ground espresso and the black, the grayscale ink. I don't know. It's probably hard to tell, but it really looks nice in person. I know it's hard to see white on anything on video. All right, so I'm gonna take my score tape. Oh wait, I just almost messed up, because what I want to do is I'm gonna flip this way, and this is the part that's gonna be attached down. So I almost messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and put score tape on the two flaps. Like that. I'm going to burnish that down. Oops, wrong way. This is a Teflon bone folder. I really like it. I like it that it's flat and that I can really push. Really like that. Okay, now I need to make sure I'm right side up here. Alright, so I'm bringing over my main base here, and so then this is the right way up, so the writing goes this way. I'm going to flip it this way and attach it down like this. Okay, so I could, if I wanted to, I could slip both of these pieces into the openings, both of the flap, you know, these flap pieces, but I'm not going to. I would probably do that if I printed directly onto my pattern paper, because that way you wouldn't see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach one side down and then the other. So I am going to just be eyeballing here. center, which it's probably not gonna be, but I'm gonna try. Okay, so try not to press. I'm trying to center it top and bottom, but you know what? If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? The center police are not gonna come get me. Oh, look, see, it's not center. There's more on the bottom than there is on the top, but again, it's fine. I mean, how many of us do that, right? A lot of us. So, all right, so then I'm gonna flip this back, and I'm gonna take the backing off that side. Put a little score tape. The reason I'm using the score tape, put a little glue stick. The reason I'm using the Post-it tape is because it releases very easily. So I can just pull it apart and it will release. There we go. So there we go. Now we've got our doors attached. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently pull up like that, and voila. So you can see now, if I put that on the inside of the side pocket or the spine piece, you wouldn't see that part, but since, you know, things are going to get matted, let me just grab a sheet, you won't really see it. You see what I'm saying? So it covers it right up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my Post-it tape over there because I'll probably need it a few more times building this. I want to add a pocket and a flap. That is what I have decided I want to do. So I'm going to leave that. Oh, and I'm also going to use like a magnet closures here. So that'll be pretty. So there was that. So let me get the pocket. This is page 13, and this is actually the envelope pocket part 2 that I'm going to use. It fits perfectly on the main base option A piece. So I'm just going to trim this other stuff off and set it aside. See, there's the bow. That's the largest bow, and there's I think that's the second largest banner, but I love it. You want to see what it looks like all put together? Let me show you one. If I can find it. This is what it looks like when it's all put together. Is that not adorable? I mean, what? Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to use this on this page, but I am going to use it somewhere in the album. So, isn't that cute? Okay, anyway, moving on. Oh, and here's what it looks like if you put it just on pattern paper, if you print it off on pattern paper and it's not 2 layers. So cute. Anyways, all right. So I'm going to stick that over here in my pile. And then I'm going to trim this straight. I always try to trim the straight edges with my paper trimmer. It just goes quicker that way. This one has a little bit excess. I'm going to go ahead and trim some of this off. On both sides, actually, it looks like. No, that one's actually good. So then I'm going to go ahead. Whoa, I'm moving my lights. I'll tell you what. It almost fell over. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and cut all this off, and then I shall return. Okay, so I trimmed it out. I inked it up, and then I added tape. I need to quit getting so close to the camera. It changes the color. Woo! Sorry about that. I added the score tape, and I inked it up. So what I want to do is flip the 2 side pieces over, and I want to attach the bottom piece to the side pieces. This way your inserts don't get caught on that bottom edge as much. I'm not saying they don't ever, but they don't do it as much. Okay, let me go ahead and burnish this down really quick. Whoa. Thought maybe I shifted it a little bit there. Okay, so this pocket here is going to go right here. Right, and I'm thinking, now I haven't made one of these exact pages, so I'm thinking, uh-oh, you know what might have happened? I might have need to make this a little bit, let's see here, let me peel this apart. See, with the softer paper, not so thick paper, it kind of rips more than the 110 pounds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rescore it. Did I already tell you I scored it? I'm going to rescore it, and I'm going to go either right on top or right inside that score mark there. or I mean that score line, and see if I can bring it in just a little bit. So there's another good rule of thumb, is check before you stick it down. All right, so I just did the one side. Let's see if that helps. Because I want my doors to close. You know what I'm saying? So that will close, that will close. So that's better. So just that little bitty, teeny tiny little bit makes all the difference. All right, so let's do this again. Let me it's probably not going to stick down now that I ripped it apart. Let's just add some glue stick to it and be done with it. It'll be fine. Alright, so let's take off the backing and add it. We're going to put glue stick all the way around. Oh, you know what? I probably should ink this edge back up since I took a piece of it away. Okay. So now I'm just going to match it up to the bottom. And then stick it down. Perfect. So just giving myself that, I mean, literally it's like 1/16 of an inch. That's all I needed. So I'm gonna ink these bottom corners here. So that looks good, right? I do have a bit of a gap down there, but I don't think it'll be as noticeable. I guess I could try to really get that. Oh, that looks good. Yeah. Okay. So then the next thing I want to do is I want a flap to come up this way. Okay. So we're going to build the page and then we're going to mat it. Okay. That's what my plan is. So I printed off another page of number 2, but I have the script on it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to fold up like this. So I want the script to be on the inside. So I want to leave this tab here. So I'm going to cut the other 3 off. Let me cut this bottom piece off. Put it in my pile. And then I'm going to cut the other 3 tabs off. I'm going right on the line this time because I want it to fit inside of those double doors. Right, so it's going to be laying over top like this, and I still want my doors to close. So it looks like I need to trim a little bit off. Let's go on this side. I'm just going to take just a hair, just a hair. Just a hair. Look, that's it. I'm gonna maybe I'll have to do it on both sides, but I'm gonna test it out here and see, because I want my doors to close. Now, if you didn't have doors like this, you wouldn't have to be messing about. But no, that still didn't get it. So I'm gonna take just a hair off of, which side did I just take that off of? Take it off this side? I don't know. Let's take another hair. Just a hair. And then, you know, maybe if it would have been a lot easier, maybe if I would have done this flap before I put the doors on. That way I would have been able to adjust my doors, but this way works just as well. So close that door, and that works. Perfect. Okay. So then I'm going to score the bottom, and I'm going to check that one to make sure that it is in the right spot before I glue anything down. Actually, it's going to go this way. So it's going to go right here. Looks like that looks good, top and bottom. Right, so then it's going to fold up this way. So you'll see that when you flip it up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and ink this and put the tape on it and be right back. Okay, so I've got this inked up on both sides and then I put my tape on it right there. So I'm going to stick it down to the top here. Maybe I should, let's see. I can always trim off the free edge. So I'm going to match it up to the top. So I'm going to take the backing off. Just a little bit of glue stick. And then I'm going to match this up. Not directly in the corner. I'm not going to match it up perfectly. I'm going to leave a hair. There we go. That looks good. Nothing hanging over on that side. So now it flips up and you can see the, what's this called? Script. So so we've got a pocket, a flap, a full page flap, and 2 doors. Okay? So then one more thing. Y'all are going to think I'm just nuts adding all this stuff. The next thing I want to do is I want to add these. This is the double pocket, and there's also a bow on here. So my little cheat sheets. But right now I'm just going to use the double pocket. So I'm going to cut that out real quick. I wonder if I can cut it this way first. Without cutting the bow, I can. And I didn't print this off in script. I wanted it to be non-directional. So I'm going to cut the bows off. Like that. And then I'm going to trim my corners out, and then we're going to score it. So before I cut this piece out, I'm going to score it, and then I'm going to fold it and then trim that piece off. I'll show you. So this is page, what page was this? I probably just had it, literally. Was it 13? So this is page 18. This page 18. So let me get my scoreboard out. So let me show you what I mean. So this is just one way to use this pocket, this double pocket. It can also be a double flip pocket, but I'll show you that in another on another page. I hate it when I jump out of the, what's that called? Out of the little ditch there. The guide. I hate it when it jumps out. Okay, I am going to score. I'm going to wait though. I'm going to fold this, just those 2 pieces. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to trim that little piece off. That way it's nice and even and perfect and not jagged looking. So now I am going to score these 2 pieces, these 2 lines in the middle, like that, like that. All right, so then you want to go ahead and prep all the folds. I already prepped those. And go ahead and prep these 2, even though they're not going to be bended in any way. But I still want to go ahead and be able to ink them, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink all the edges, including these. Come back here. So I'm going to ink it one way like that and flip it over and ink it this way so that it looks like that. So you get the color on both sides. And then at the end, you don't want that white showing. You can always put a strip of scrapbook paper there. And I might end up doing that. You just never know. Depends on if it bothers me or not. So then you want to go around, whoa, you want to go around and do all your edges. Just on the one side because it is a pocket. Okay, so I inked it up. I added score tape to the usual places so that it can get stuck down. But then the last place, what makes this a double pocket, what makes it unique, is that you need to turn it over on the other side, and you need to add a strip of score tape right down that middle piece there that you scored on either side, because that's going to turn it into 2 pockets versus 1 pocket. Okay, so then you want to go ahead and burnish that really good, because you really want to make sure that that stays good and stuck. All right, and the same thing over here. We're going to flip these 2 side flaps up, and we're going to attach that bottom piece down. Same over here. Okay. So since this doesn't have any script on it, it's not directional yet. So I think you could put it this way. You know, it'll fit like that if you wanted to, but I'm going to put it in here. And I think I'm going to stick it this way. And I'm going to have the pocket opening on this side. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. What do you think? And then the inserts will be here. Yeah. So I'm going to stick it down to this flip up part here. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to take the backing off of all the pieces. If you wanted to just do one side at a time, you totally could. I'm going to take the center off. Oops, I missed my little trash bucket there. I'm going to glue stick it. We should come up with a name for that. I'm not going to do the center though, because I really want it to be able to stick down good right away, so it's not going to be the first thing that it comes in contact with. Alright, so I'm going to have to look up in my viewfinder here. I'm going to try to get this kind of centered on this page, top and bottom. There. I think I did pretty good. Am I straight? Yeah, I think I did pretty good. Okay, alright. So then I'm going to burnish this down really good. Let me grab a piece of scrap. So this is a pocket here. Well, right? That's a pocket, and then this is a pocket. So that's what I meant by double pocket. So then it closes down like this, and then the 2 flaps. See, it's getting thicker and thicker. Now I need to re-burnish this down again. There's nothing wrong with making adjustments as you go. And then once we get the magnets on it and stuff, it'll be good and stuck. So, but alright, so that's the front side. Yeah, this is going to bother me. So hopefully when the pattern paper gets on there, it won't be as noticeable. So the back side. Oh, also I have the inserts. Page number 21 is the insert for the double pocket right here. So that I print them in script, so that I'm going to flip them over this way and tuck them in this way. So the script will be on the bottom side, and we're going to mat the top side. And then this is the insert for here. Okay, so I will cut these out off camera and ink them up and everything. And then when we go to mat them, then we'll talk about them again. So I'm going to set them aside. So then the back page, or the back of the page, what I'm going to do, let me close this up. I am going to do page 12 and page 13, which is again the pocket envelope, or the envelope pocket page, except I'm going to make a flip page, okay? And then, what do I have that for? Oh, I'm not going to use this pocket, but I'm going to use the belly band, okay? So I'm going to go ahead. You've already seen me cut this one out, so I'm not going to show you that. But cut that out. I'm going to cut this one and these 2. These you just keep together. So I'm going to trim these out off camera to save a little time, and then I'll be back. Real quick, I wanted to tell you before I trimmed this out, is that since this is going to be a flip page, it's going to be a flip envelope page, this attaches to this piece, so part 2 attaches to part 1, and then I'm going to have it flip out this way. So I'm going to leave this flap, and I'm going to cut, well, it's not really a flap, these tabs. I'm going to leave that tab, and I'm going to cut these 2 tabs off, okay? I wanted to point that out before I cut it out, just so it would be clear. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I got everything cut out, and I got tape where it needs to be. On this piece, I just put tape on this side right here, and then my belly band, I have tape on the back side of where the script isn't, on both of them. And then, of course, I taped the bottom of this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check this. Y'all see it fits. So we're going to add, oh, and everything's inked. Did I just say that already? I inked both sides with my Distress ink. And let's just remove the backing of this. I scored it all. Did I say that too? I can't, I swear. I shouldn't swear. But I tell you what, my brain's in overload right now. All right, let's add a little bit of glue stick. And then we're going to attach part 2 to part 1 of the envelope and pocket. Just like that. It should fit perfect. And it does. All right. Then I'm going to burnish that down. Right, and so then this will flip down this way. And now we have our flip envelope. So it's going to flip like this. Let's just go ahead and attach it down. So this is up. So we're going to flip it to the back side. Look at that, getting ink stuff everywhere. So this is going to go right here. Just like that. Okay. So I'm going to remove the backing off of here. And a little bit of glue stick. Get my envelope lid out of the way. I think I'm using a little bit more than a little bit. And I'm getting it everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to line it up to the bottom here. Oh, you know what? No, that's good. I'm going to line it up to the bottom. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. And I'm going to attach this down. I was thinking about my belly band, but we will get to that in a moment. Just like that. Alright, so with this instance, I'm going to have to ink this side of the, what's that called? The tab. Just so it blends in a little bit better. I might have to check and make sure I don't need to do that for the other ones. So now we have something that looks like this. So that's cool. So the belly band. So this is how I'm going to do the belly band. This is how it prints off like this. So I want the script to be on the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them this way. I'm going to put this one on the bottom. So when it flips down, it's facing the right way. So I'm going to start with this one first. And let's see what we got back here. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to go, I'm going to eyeball it to be in the center, right? And I'm going to go past the edge here just a little bit, just a hair, so that it'll fold over top of this. Just a hair. You probably won't even be able to tell, and hopefully, oh, I didn't ink the back side of that? Oh. Let's see. Oops. I can't believe I forgot to do that. Oh well. I'll just do it real quick. Alright, so I put that one down, and I'm hoping that it's pretty good in the center. And if it's a little crooked or whatever, you just straighten it up and take your bone folder and flatten it out. And hopefully I got that pretty good. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this one to the top like this, right? So I think I'm going to eyeball it. Make sure it's even on the top. And then I'm going to use my Post-it tape and I'm going to attach it together, right? Before I try to attach this to the top because I want it to be straight, and that's the easiest way I can think of. So, not 100% perfect, but since I can't get over top of it, it's hard for me to see, but you can't really tell. So the way this one's going to work is it's actually going to be the reverse there. It's going to go like this. Okay, so it's going to have a magnet, and so there's the envelope for that, and then it's going to flip over this way. So now what I want to do, I think, I need to ink that edge. So I want to get the inserts ready before I attach the magnets, so that I need to do these edges so that I know exactly where they need to be placed. See, when you use thinner cardstock, it's a little bit more bendy, movable. Not sure bendy is the right word, but movable. Get that white edge there. Okay, whoops. So let me get the inserts prepared, and then I'll be right back. Okay, real quick, before I print that or cut them out, I wanted to tell you what goes where. Page 14 is the insert that goes behind the envelope pocket if you're using it as a pocket, where the whole thing's a pocket and then it's an envelope that opens up, and then you have this other pocket. This is the insert that goes behind that. So we're going to use that insert for that, and then page 21, this is option B. This is the inserts that goes into the double pockets. Okay, and then page 15 is the insert that goes inside the envelope pocket page. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those out, and I'll be back. So I've got all my inserts ready, so I'm going to go ahead and add them in before I add my magnets. So this is the option B. There's option A and option B for some of the inserts and the pages and stuff. So I've got the script on one side, so I'm going to flip it this way, and it's going to go in like this. This cardstock is so thin that you can see through it. I'm going to go ahead and put both of those in. Get that one a little bit. Isn't that cute? So cute. And then here's the insert that goes here, except it's going to go this way. Once I get it matted, it'll make more sense. So it goes in there. Well, there we go. Just like that, right? And the doors close. And then flip this over. And then this insert here goes inside the envelope pocket flip page, like that, right? I got all my inserts except for the side pocket insert. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use. There's two options. There's the fancy edge one, and then there's the plain edge one, option A and option B. So I haven't decided yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. Okay, I'm sorry if that got cut off abruptly. I'm sorry for the length of the video, but don't forget there's timestamps below if you need to go back and reference. Did you find my little hidden secret code in there anywhere? If not, you need to go back and watch it again. It's only good for the first 24 hours, though. Remember that. But anyway, so next up will be the magnets. Remember, I told you this in the beginning. The next video will be how you put the magnets on the pages, and then the next video after that will be the matting and the bows. I'll show you how to put the bow together. So please forgive my, my excitement over this one, not planning my video out. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, please. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and click this little circle. Right, I think it's gonna be right here. And also check out these other videos on the screen. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.